Good morning. Okay, I want to come on here real quick. That light is bright back there. And do a quick video. And what I want to talk about this morning is, when did I give up? When did I give up? Some of you all, and I'm looking back over my life. I'm looking at my life, and so that's what inspired this video. A lot of times we give up and we don't even know it, or we give up and we don't know when we gave up. So I'm going to talk about Elijah and the Shunammite woman. And that's in 2 Kings. And I'm going to start at chapter 4, verse 8. But I want you to be looking back over your life. When did you give up? When did you give up on that dream? When did you give up on that marriage? Because some people gave up on their marriage before they got divorced. When did you give up on that job? When did you give up on your ministry? When did you give up on your purpose? When did you give up on your desires? Look back over your life when you were a child. What did you want? What did you want to do? What inspired you? You understand? What did you dream of doing? I remember when I was young, I always thought I was going to be I thought I was going to be a star, some kind of star. Like I was going to be real special some kind of way. And I used to always want to go to California and Atlanta, Georgia. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I guess at that time, I felt like if you can just get to California, no, I felt like if you could just get to Atlanta, you'll probably make it big in life. But California was something that I just always used to dream of going. I thought that California was, a beautiful place to be, and plus, I don't like the wintertime. I'm not being disrespectful to God for his seasons. I just don't like it cold. I do not like it freezing cold. And in Missouri, that's what we get, freezing cold. So I always wanted to go to California because it's supposedly always sunny and nice outside, So, but as I got older and realized this girl afraid to fly. This girl afraid to travel. When I realized my fears, I gave up on that dream. I gave up on the dream of going to California. And of course, Atlanta, not to be disrespectful, but I don't think the way I used to think. I don't need to go to Atlanta to be special, to be famous, if that's what God called me to be. See, my perspective has shifted. Well, this morning I put on some eyelashes. And when I put the eyelashes on, I cleans up after myself, make sure everything is clean. So when I went in the bathroom right before I did this video and I washed my hands, through the mirror, I saw that I had glue on the sink. Now, I would never saw that glue if I wouldn't have. Now, I use the hair glue for my eyelashes. I don't like that other glue because it takes my eyelashes off. So the glue is black, so it's across the sink. And I would never saw it if I wouldn't have looked in the mirror, because you couldn't see it from the opposite side. So what I'm talking about is the perspective. I'm talking about sometimes you got to look in the mirror. Sometimes you got to take a deep look at yourself. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you got to look. So you can realize, where did I give up in life? Where did I give up? Now, I used to always say, because when me and Greg got a divorce in November, our divorce was granted November 14th. November 20th, or November the 21st of 2014. I never suffered a death of my marriage. I never felt the death of my marriage. I never felt that pain of the death of my marriage. Never. And during those 3 years that we were divorced, and I didn't understand why. What I did experience, like after Greg wasn't, because even when we divorced, we still lived together for, a little while. So I still would go to the grocery store for him. I did the same thing. Make sure he ate, make sure I washed his clothes. So even though we were divorced, I was still doing the wifely duties for him because, we still lived together. And that's just what we did. So once he was out of the house and I really let him go, I would get emotional when I go to the grocery store, and pass up something I used to buy for him. That's what I felt like. That's when I would have those sorrowful moments. That's the only time. And that only lasted a couple of times. So I was I always asked God, why did I experience the death of my marriage? Because when people get divorced and they've been married for so long or been together so long, there should be some kind of pain. And I got the revelation last night. The Lord let me know the reason why I didn't experience the death of my marriage. Now listen, I want y'all to get something out of this as well. Remember, I told you all, I've been asking God this question for 3 years. Why didn't I experience the death of my marriage? I didn't know. And I just got the answer yesterday. So that should be hope for somebody that's asking God something and they don't hear the answer yet. So last night, it was around midnight or almost midnight. The Lord told me the reason why I did not experience the death of my marriage when we got a divorce. But Greg did experience the death of our marriage. It broke him. And the Lord told me it's because I died. I had already died to the marriage in the marriage. I said, whoa. And that might not be something that, woe to you, but it was a woe to me. The reason why I didn't experience the death of my marriage was because I had already I died. I had already given up inside the marriage. See, I went through me and Greg got together in 1995. We got married in 1998 after I got saved. So I went through the death of the marriage inside the marriage. So when I got out of the marriage, I was ready to live. It's like I was dead throughout the marriage. But I was ready to live when I got the divorce. Now, some of y'all might criticize me, try to judge me, you super spiritual, whatever. I don't care because this is my reality. And I'm sharing it because I hope it helps somebody else. You understand? See, the reason why God can deal with me the way he deal with me is because I'm real with God and I want help. I don't want to just be a false prophet or a fake prophet. That's the one I'm talking about. I don't want to be out here preaching to you, but then when I come home, I find myself a castaway. I don't want to be like that. I want God to heal me because I want to be real. I want to be genuine. So throughout my marriage, I had given up on not just my marriage. I had given up on life. I had given up on, God told me he was going to use me in a mighty way in the ministry. I given up on that dream, especially when you don't see anything for a long time. Like the Bible says, hope deferred makes the heart sick. And that's what, so many people will give up on whatever their dream is. after a period of time, when they don't see no sign of this thing changing, or this thing coming to pass, or of God's promises coming to pass in our lives. See, we don't have the patience to wait on God, so we go out and do our own thing. Rather it's, if you're single waiting on God to give you a spouse, you going out there and getting married and God ain't told you to. Rather it's getting a divorce and God told you to be still. Rather it's God said wait while he fixed something, but you can't wait. You got to make it happen. See, what you got to realize is that if you walk in the spirit, you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. But in order to walk in the spirit, the fruit of the spirit must be birthed out of us through that, by walking in that fruit, like patience. If God is birthing out patience in you, then you're going to have to walk out patience. That means wait. But wait without complaining. Wait without murmuring. Wait with expectation. Discipline. If God is birthing the fruit of discipline, and if you want to find the fruit of the spirit, go to Galatians chapter 5, and it talks about the works of the flesh and the fruit of the spirit for people that don't know where it is. I'm not assuming that everybody know what I'm talking about. But when you have the Holy Spirit, there are 9 fruit of the Spirit. And if you want to know about them, then you go to Galatians chapter 5. But if God is birthing discipline in you, that means he's going to walk you through disciplinary actions. It's going to be like going to the gym every day, fasting, what I'm saying, monitoring what you do, watch how you behave. It's going to be discipline. And the Bible says that no discipline feels good at the time, but it is going to produce what you are expecting, what you desire. So what I'm saying is this: anytime God is dealing with you about something, about one of his fruit and birthing out the fruit in you, you got to go through that thing. And that's what most people don't want to do that. Anyway, long story short, when the Lord showed me that I died in the marriage, that's why when it was time for me when I got out the marriage, I was excited. I wasn't excited because I loved Greg. I wasn't in love with Greg. I didn't want that anymore, but I loved him, and I never fully let him go. But I moved on, and he didn't know that. It always came back to Greg. I remember I would have dreams that something didn't work out. Well, here go Greg. I would have dreams like that. Anyway, what I'm saying is I died to my marriage, within my marriage. And the reason why I'm saying it like that is because I'm not speaking death over my life. I'm not speaking death in no area of my life. And I'm not speaking death to you over your life either. So that's why I say I died to that. So I died to my dreams. I died to my marriage. I died to, the ministry having, I died to my promises. I died to joy, being this thriving joy, this beautiful joy, this certain way that I want to be, this writing these books and doing my music and doing my men. See, I died to all of that in that marriage. I did. I lost myself because I was trying so hard within myself to feel loved. And I'm not pretending to be an angel. I used to fuss all the time. I really did. And then because Greg is the type of person, he's not a control freak or nothing like that. He can sit back and chill and let me take over and do whatever. So I got to the point where, whatever I said went, unless Greg stepped up and said something to the kids or something. See, Greg's word was always higher than mine. But he only stepped up when he only stepped up with his authority as far as like with the kids or with a situation if I couldn't handle it. You see what I'm saying? So he always had my back. It was never that he a wimp or anything like that, because he fought from that. Y'all know that. What I'm saying is, I just wanted, I wanted to be loved. I wanted to have my best friend. I wanted my husband to be, us to go to the gym together, go to the grocery store together, be with me, wash my car, make sure I got oil in my car, stuff like that. Not just, suspecting that I know I need to go get an oil change, because I didn't know nothing about that stuff. I'm taking care of the house. I'm washing the clothes. I'm cleaning the house, taking care of the kids, making sure the bills are paid. That's me doing everything everybody need to be doing, making the doctor's appointments, taking everybody to the doctor's appointment. See, that's me. Now, as far as the car and washing the car, no. Especially when I felt like your car's so clean, I can eat off of that car. Especially when you make sure your oil is changed and your car is clean. See, those are the things I wanted. And that's it. You know what I'm saying? Text us while you at work throughout the day. Especially now you on Facebook. If you can go, this one thing this what made me really shut a man down when I was single, when I wasn't married anymore to Greg. If you on Facebook and I ain't got a text from you, see, I'm old school. Same thing with my husband. If you on Facebook and I ain't got a good morning, beautiful, no, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. So what I'm saying is the little things. And I'm talking to the people, I'm talking to the men and women real quick. I got a few more minutes that has lost their wife or their husband, or, or even the people that left their spouse or left their relationship because of certain things. So I want to speak to you on both sides of the spectrum. I want to talk to you from both sides of the mirror. Then I'm going to read this scripture real quick, and then I'm going to let you all go. It's little things. If I tell you I want you to wash my car, it shouldn't be, I should never have to tell you that again. If I tell you I want you to spend some time with me, go to the store with me, if I tell you the things that I want, and it's probably 4 things, it shouldn't even be a question. It shouldn't be, all you got to do is ask. It shouldn't be that, y'all. You don't have to ask me to wash your clothes. You don't have to ask me to clean your house. You don't have to ask me to take care of your kids. You don't have to ask me when you come home, baby, your food is on that stove. See, I know what you want, and you don't have to ask me if something need to be fixed. Baby, how much is it? You don't have to ask me. What I'm telling you is this. Listen to what they saying to you. Listen to what they are saying to you. See, some of y'all, it's too late. You lost that person. See, you have to realize when that person died in that marriage, when they died to the death of that marriage, they were dead in the marriage. And what I mean by the death of them, the emotions, that romantic area. I remember one time me and Greg went to the library, and I think we were divorced. And see, that's don't try to be your everything to a person when they don't want you no more. See, don't do that. Don't wait until they don't want you, and then you try to be the best you can be. Now, what I'm talking to you about is, when did you give up? Now, listen to this, y'all. So I remember one time me and Greg went to the library, and I love romantic stuff, always have. So I was looking at Elvis Presley, and I was looking at some other kind of romantic movie, and he was like, and I said, well, I love romance. He was like, he ain't say nothing. So then I went to the next aisle, and he was like, I didn't know you love romantic stuff like that. Yeah, because I was dead. I was dead to romance. I was dead to affection. I was dead to that romantic best friendship that I wanted. Why? Because when somebody is not giving you what you're asking them for, you will eventually give up on that. And you will lose all of that hope for that specific thing. So when I got a divorce, all of a sudden that passion, that romance, that attention, that stuff that I died to for almost 20 years, it was alive again. Now I realized this is what I want again. I had lost joy. I love burnt orange. I forgot about that. So what I'm telling you is this: don't try to be what a person wants you to be after it's over, because what that is called is manipulation. Because what you're trying to do is manipulate me to come back to that dead thing again. See, that's what it is. So before this thing is over, stir up that in me, especially when I'm my best to you, especially when I've given you all of me. And see, that's the thing. When you give somebody all of you and they do nothing with you, you die. You die in every aspect of you, with except for physical death. And I don't speak physical death over nobody. And I don't speak spiritual death over nobody. But you die. That's just like if you give a person a car and they never drive that car. Eventually, one day, that car will not come on. It won't start. And that's how it was in my marriage. I gave all of me to you, and you did nothing with me. Nothing. So I was dead to that marriage. And that's why when I got my divorce, I thrived. And when we got back married, Greg looked and said, "Whoa, you flourishing." He said, you took off fast and you flourishing. I was driving somewhere. He was in the passenger side, because that's how it be. When we get back together or whatever, Greg go places with me. He do things with me. But then after about 2 weeks, that stopped. Everything stopped. So now I got to go through the loss of the hope that we finna do this time. And then I gotta pick myself back up, because see, I'm not dying anymore. I'm not going to die to my life, to my dreams, to my purpose, never again. So then I got to go through the death of that hope of having that true love and that friendship and that romance. So what I'm saying to you all is, where did you give up at? That's all I'm saying. And I'm using my experience to help you to look back and say, where did I give up at? What happened to cause this? That's what I want you all to see. Okay? So real quick, I got to go because I got to take Greg. Listen, now it happened one day that Elisha went to Shunem, where there was a notable woman, and she persuaded him to eat some food. So it was as often as he passed by that he would turn in there to eat some food. And she said to her husband, "Look now, I know that this is a holy man of God who passed by us regularly. Please let us make a small upper room on the wall." See, she was doing that and she wasn't expecting nothing back. She wanted to do something for the man of God. And it says, "And let us put a bed for him there, and a table and a chair and a lampstand, so it will be whenever he comes to us, he can turn in there." And it happened one day that he came there, and he turned in to the upper room and lay down there. Then he said to Gehazi, his servant, "Call this Shunammite woman." When he had called her, she stood before him. And he said to him, "Say now to her, look, you have been concerned for us with all this care. What can I do for you?" That's how I feel about the people that sow into my ministry. I be saying, "God, what can I do for them?" And even though you bless me because you believe in the Lord, the Spirit of the Lord within me, and you are being blessed by me. So I'm giving you this, and then you sow seeds. But I still be saying, "God, what can I do for them?" That's why when I had my business classes, they're definitely get anything they get from me, it's gonna be discounted. Just tell me, and because they so much. It's so many pages on PayPal that I can't even go through. I mean, it would take some time just to go through all the names to say, okay, who sold, because it's so beautiful, and I'm so grateful, and I want to do something for you. Then the Bible says, he says, "What can I do for her? Do you want me to speak on your behalf to the king or to the commander of the army?" She answered, "I dwell among my own people." So he said, "What then is to be done for her?" And Gehazi answered, "Actually, she has no son, and her husband is old." So he said, "Call her." When he came to her, She stood in the doorway. Then he said, about this time next year, you shall embrace a son. And she said, no, my Lord, man of God, do not lie to your maidservant. But the woman conceived and bore a son when the appointed time had come, of which Elijah had told her. So this is what the lady said. So the man of God said, I want to bless you. So he said, what can I do for you? Do you want me to speak to the king or the commander on your behalf? She said, no, I'm cool. I dwell among my own people. So the servant Gehazi said, I know she don't have any children. So the fact that this woman was barren and couldn't have children, that part of her life had died. So she didn't want to stir that back up. She said, no, my Lord, man of God, do not lie to your maidservant. See, don't stir up this love in me if you know you're not going to give it to me. Don't stir up this dream for me to have a baby when you know that I can't get pregnant. Don't stir up this dream for me to have a ministry and a business when you know it's not time and when you know you ain't been giving it to me, God. So some of us, that's how we feel towards God. Lord, you've been promising me these things. Now here come another prophet, and I ain't seen nothing yet. Now here come another prophet. You shall be well. You shall have children. You shall be blessed. You shall see the fruit of your womb. You shall have that business. Then you say, no, I don't want to hear from another prophet because I'm not seeing no results. So she almost gave up on her chance. Because see, what happened was she encountered a real man of God. See, it's time for us to encounter a real woman and man of God. We're tired of all these fake and phonies. So anyway, long story short, God gave that woman that son. And eventually that son died from something could be like a heat stroke or something. And so there it go again. Now this dream that God gave her, it died again. God, you promised me this. You gave it to me. Now it's dying again. Here's the thing. God, the man of God that promised her this, which was Elisha, he restored that son back to life. You know why? Because she didn't give up hope. She didn't give up hope. So I'm going to say this and I'm going to let you all go. I'm going to close my Bible. That was 2 Samuel chapter 4, verses 8. You can read chapter 4, the whole chapter. I always said I was going to write a book called Married but Lonely. And this was 2002, 2003, all the way up in there. Well, I used to feel like Leah, Rachel and Leah. I was that unloved wife. I was that wife that was not loved. I was that unloved wife. And so remember Leah, Rachel was beautiful. Leah was not so beautiful. So because Rachel was so loved by Jacob, God opened up Leah's womb and she was able to have all them kids by Jacob, but Rachel couldn't have no kids at first. So finally God opened up her womb and she had Joseph, then she had Benjamin. But Leah, her husband didn't love her. So God favored her by opening up her womb. And I felt like that girl because I felt like my husband didn't love me like that. I mean, I knew he loved me, but not like that. He wasn't in love with me. I think I was and am his comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want you. I want to be with you, but I don't know. And I felt like God opened up my womb and gave me all them kids because I was unloved. So I felt like Leah. You know how God always compensate, baby. So I felt like Leah having all these kids by a man that wasn't in love with me. I don't know. I can't explain it. And I'm not trying to disrespect Greg. I'm going to send him the video. I'm not trying to disrespect Greg. Greg knows that. I'm just telling you my story. Of course, if I say this to Greg, Greg would say, even then, I love you. What are you talking about? I bring my whole check home. I'm always home. See, that's what he thinking. He thinking about those things that he doing. Most men. Most men think that way. Or maybe they don't. I don't know. But what I'm telling you is this. I want you to look back over your life, and I want you to go back to the place that you gave up. And I want you to ask God to help you to live again. I want you to ask God. And here's the thing. You can't depend on people to do that for you. You can't depend on a relationship, a marriage, a friend, a business. See, you can't. Those things are outside of you. Those things are outside of you. Your dreams are within you. You want God to stir up the gift within you. The marriage is not stirring up the gift. And here's the thing: you falter when you put your hope in those things. It's not the things. It's you and God. It's stirring up the gift of God within you so that you can rise, so that you can live again. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I want to say. Love yourself. Treat yourself good. I'm not saying be so vain and all that, be full of vanity. I'm saying love yourself. Stop expecting for somebody else to love you the way you think or the way you know you deserve to be loved. It's okay. I'm here to tell you it's okay. And I'm on here to tell you how to get in that place with God so you can live, so you can thrive, so you can complete your purpose, so you can fulfill your purpose and be the joy for somebody else so that they can get up from that dead situation or that emotionally dead situation, that financially dead situation. Some people in their body, they want to lose weight and it's about to take them out of here mentally. I know because I was there. So once you take one step towards God and stirring up your dream and getting you together, stop looking on the outside. Things gonna come to pass. That the vision that you see, the person that you see, the blessings that you see, things gonna change. Okay? I love you. Give me some kisses. When I tell y'all give me some kisses, y'all think I be playing. I ain't getting no kisses nowhere else. My 13-year-old, he stopped kissing me when he was about 7, 6, 5. I couldn't, you can kiss them when they little. You kiss them all day. When they start getting, I think last time I kissed that 13-year-old, he probably was maybe 6, 7. I don't know. The 16-year-old ain't gonna let you get no kiss. Joanisha and my daughters, I can hug and kiss them all day. So when I say give me some kisses, I mean it. I love y'all. You hear me? I thank God for you all. I thank God for reviving me so that I can be here to help you all. Because when I tell y'all I was dead to my dreams, dead to my ministry, dead to my life, except for taking care of my husband and my kids and loving on my Jesus, God kept me here for you all. Okay? I love you.